Jai Hind students. In the previous lecture, we started about the orbital mechanics. Actually, that orbital mechanics is used to derive the orbital elements, which are the main parameter for locating a satellite into the space, or locating the location of the satellite with respect to Earth. For both those purposes, that orbital mechanics is required. So in the previous lecture, actually we started from the Johannes Kepler. It is required here to understand these all equations once again, because without the basic information of these, you cannot derive the final equation. So it started with the Johannes Kepler, and that Johannes Kepler give the three law of planetary motion, each law having a individual area, and basically first law is related to the orbit, second law is related with the area, and third law is related with the period. So these 3 points give the actual location of the planet or any object in the space which is rotating around an bigger body. So then the second point is coming into the picture, that is about the 3 law of motion by the Isaac Newton. These 3 laws are similarly, if no force is acting on the body, it will remain at rest, or if it is in movement, that it will remain in movement till if any other force is not acting on that. Similarly, the second law was F is equal to ma, means force is directly proportional to the acceleration, and third law states that every action there is an equivalent opposite reaction. So these 3 laws are also giving us the basics to locate a satellite into the space or to place the satellite into the space. Then we come to the equation of the orbit. For equation of the orbit, we actually take a condition of the equivalence of balance of between two forces that are acting on a satellite when it is in the orbit, and that forces are centripetal and centrifugal forces, and that forces are F out, F in this individual equation, in which F in is coming from the universal law of gravitational force given by the Newton, and that F out is coming from the kinetic energy of the satellite which is rotating in this orbit with a velocity of v, that is orbital velocity. So that mv square upon r and g mem upon r square giving us the equation of the orbit, and that equation of the orbit first we are calculating in the Cartesian coordinate system, then we are using a orbital plane coordinate system, and we are getting a second order differential equation. But as we find out by using that orbital plane coordinate system, that it will be easier for a satellite to locate in the space in the polar coordinate system. So we convert that second order differential equation derived in the previous lecture into a polar coordinate system second order differential equation which will give us this equation, and by solving this equation we will get the equation of the orbit, in which this is showing the orbital radius of the satellite, where p is the semilatus rectum, e is the eccentricity, and phi naught and theta naught is the angles of various locations. So this is giving us the equation of the orbit. So now what we are going to do here, till now just we are finding the equation of the orbit, means this is the Earth, this is the orbit of the satellite, and the satellite is rotating in the orbit. So this equation giving us only the equation of the orbit, but right now we are going to describe the orbit of the satellite. So as per the previous law, as per Kepler and the Newton's law of motion, you can easily identify that always a smaller body rotates around a larger body in the elliptical path. First one is that you can see here, this is a elliptical path. This is the center of the elliptical path, and these are the two foci of this ellipse, and the larger body is located at this O point, because as per the first law of planetary motion of the Kepler, the larger body located at the one of the foci of the ellipse. So that is the larger body. Now this is satellite. That satellite is orbiting in the elliptical orbit. So now this satellite is making an angle phi naught. That angle phi naught is making with the x naught axis. That x naught axis is coming from the orbital plane coordinate system. Here the perpendicular direction is y naught. That y naught is coming from the orbital plane again, and the rotation you can find out. Here the z naught axis is not shown here. Actually that z naught direction, axis is just in the perpendicular direction of both x naught y naught plane, in the just out from this board. So you can see that this is the location. Now how you going to describe this? You can see here one point. Here the one value is coming very clearly, that is E. Basically E is related with the eccentricity. So eccentricity for the elliptical, it will always between 0 to 1. If it will E will become 0, it will become a circle, or if E will comes to E1, means that will be a hyperbola. We can discuss these things in the later section of this derivation. So here we are talking only about the orbit description. So here you can find out that this distance is r naught, this angle is phi naught. So as per this distance, that is A. Actually every ellipse has two axes, one major, semi-major, and the first one is, 1 minute. First one is semi-major and second one is semi-minor. You can see here, these are the two axes of this ellipse. This axis is large, this is shorter. This shorter axis is known as minor axis. This is known as major axis. Half of this axis is called semi-major axis and half of this axis is not semi-minor axis. So as per this equations and all the values, you can find here one point, that this C and O means this is the foci, this is the center of the ellipse, and the distance between them is AE. Whether this is the A, means the value of these axes are, this is B, that is A 1 plus E by using this, and A 1 minus E, this one. Means these two positions are coming here. Which are those positions? Perigee and apogee. Actually, perigee is the location of the satellite which is closest to the closest to the foci on which the larger body is located. Means if we are taking Earth is located here, this is the satellite. Means when this satellite is orbiting this Earth in the elliptical path, there are various conditions when the distance between the Earth and the satellite will change. One condition is there when that distance is minimum, or in that position satellite is closest to the Earth. That point is called perigee. Similarly, one point is there in which when satellite is on this position, it is farthest from the Earth, means this distance is the maximum from the Earth. That's why this point is called apogee. So this is the description of the orbit of the satellite which is going to be used here in the further procedure, and the values are for apogee distance and the perigee distance are A1 plus E and A1 minus E. You have to consider and remember all these formula for your numerical part. Then description of the orbit is actually r naught is equal to p upon 1 plus e cos phi naught. Here theta 0 became 0 because of this equation where it is lying in this plane. Now semi-major and semi-minor axes are similarly given by in this form: a is equal to p upon 1 minus e square and b is equal to a 1 minus e square power half. So these are the semi-major and semi-minor axes. Now to locate the satellite in its orbit, the equation of the orbit may be rewritten by combining these both equations. जब आप इन equations को combine करेंगे, then we will get that x naught is equal to r naught cos phi naught, y naught is equal to r naught sin phi naught. It is coming from that changing in which first of all you are using a Cartesian coordinate system, then you are using a orbital plane coordinate system, and the third one in which you are using the third part is polar coordinate system. Actually in coordinate system you are having x, y, z, in orbital x naught, y naught, z naught, and in the polar you are having r naught and phi naught and z naught. So these are the positions. So by using this, r naught is equal to a 1 minus e square upon 1 plus e cos, where angle phi naught is measured from the x naught axis and is called the true anomaly. Here this is called true anomaly. Anomaly was a measure used by astronomer to mean a planet's angular distance from its perihelion, closest approach to the sun, measured as if viewed from the sun. Here new word is coming, that is perihelion. Actually perihelion and apohelion both are related as apogee and perigee. When we are talking about the perigee, means closest distance from the earth. Similarly, when we are talking about perihelion, means closest approach to the sun. Because when you are locating the satellite in the orbit, you can easily find out one point, that at various position and the various situation, you have to identify the true location. So true location always have to find with respect to earth, with respect to space, with respect to sun. So when we are talking about the true respect to sun, in respect to with respect to sun, then it will become perihelion. So these both points of anomaly and true anomaly are used by the astronomers and the all related parameters specialists. So this is about the locating of the satellite in the orbit. Now here you can see that a circumscribed circle and the eccentric anomaly E. Here new picture is coming, that is eccentric anomaly. All these definition you have to remember for your exam, because in exams sometimes they ask you questions of definitions somehow, as what is apogee, what is perigee, what is eccentric anomaly, what is true anomaly. So these all points are there. So always point out and read out these points, especially for your, and remember for the exam answer. So in the circumscribed circle and the eccentric anomaly E, point O, where is the point O? Here is the point O. Point O is actually foci of this elliptical path of the satellite. So point O is the center of the earth and point C is both the center of the orbital ellipse and the center of the circumscribed circle. So you can see here, this is the orbit of the satellite. We are taking a circumscribed circle, that is this circumscribed circle. So how we are going to use this? The satellite location in the orbital plane coordinate system is specified by x naught and y naught. When we want to locate that satellite into the orbital plane where it is orbiting around the earth, you only need x naught and y naught. So that is a vertical line through the satellite intersects the circumscribed circle at the point A. You can see here a vertical line when you are creating this line. This is intersecting the circumscribed circle at point A. So the eccentric anomaly E is the angle from the x0 axis to the line joining C to A. Means this is the circumscribed circle which we take externally to locate the satellite in its orbit with respect to the other places. When we want to locate the satellite in the space. So this is your Earth. The angle between Earth and satellite in the xy plane is that phi naught, and you are taking a circumscribed circle, and that circumscribed circle having a straight line coming just from the satellite that is intersecting this circumscribed circle at this position. When we are joining this point with the C, we are getting a CA axis, and the angle between x0 and that CA axis, it will called eccentric anomaly. So these both points are going to help you to locate the satellite in the orbit through the eccentric anomaly and the true anomaly. Then now, what we are doing next further? The average angular velocity neta. Actually, this satellite is orbiting around the Earth with a fixed velocity, and that velocity, average angular velocity, is called neta, where value is 2 pi upon t, where t is the orbital period. Okay, and 2 pi coming from that orbit part, circumference part. So the angle phi naught is measured from the x0 axis and is called the true anomaly, as I told you earlier. So anomaly was a measure used by astronomer to mean a planet angular distance from its perihelion and closest approach to the sun, and measured if viewed from the sun. And again, the mean anomaly m is the arc length that the satellite would have transferred since the perigee passes. Perigee passes means when the satellite it is orbiting in this orbit, then there is a condition when the satellite pass the perigee, and it will take a fixed time to always passing this perigee. That time is called time of perigee or time of perigee passes. So we are talking here about the same. The mean anomaly m is the arc length that the satellite would have transferred since the perigee passes if we were moving on the circumscribed circle at the mean angular velocity neta. Means someone is locating the satellite from this circumscribed circle. Here is the satellite, we are watching it by the astronomer angle. Actually, here if you want to understand this point, why we are using this. Actually, when the satellite is in the space, there are three positions. First position is on the Earth. When the Earth station is locating the satellite, that is called with respect to the Earth. In that condition or in that description, we will discuss later. Second point is about the satellite itself when it is in the orbit, that we will discuss already in this part. This is the satellite and this is its orbit. So this is the second condition. But the third condition is when the observer is not situated on the Earth or on the satellite. So it will somewhere else. So when it is on the somewhere else position, a circumscribed circle as per the location of that individual observer, the circumscribed circle is counted, and that circumscribed circle is giving us these all true anomaly, eccentric anomaly, and the mean anomaly value m is equal to nt minus tp is equal to e minus e sin e, where e is the eccentric anomaly, small e is the eccentricity, tp is the time of perigee passes. So m individually give us the mean anomaly. So by finding all these points, you can find out that if we know the time of perigee passes, that is TP, the eccentricity E and the length of the semi-major axis A, we now have the necessary equation to determine the coordinate r0, phi0 and x0, y0 of the satellite in these orbital plane, and the process is follows. मतलब अब हम क्या करेंगे, we can calculate all these formulas because we all have these parameters. So first of all, calculate neta, that is angular velocity, then calculate m, mean anomaly, then solve the equation for E. How we are going to calculate n, neta? By this equation. By m, by this equation. Equation for E, this is the equation for E. Then find RO from E. You can find out all these by using these formula. Then solve equation for phi naught and use equation to calculate x naught and y naught by this starting point. You have these values theta naught, phi naught, r naught, you can easily find out this x naught and y naught. So you can locate all these points. So this is all about the location of the satellite in the orbit with respect to the another observer which is located in the space. So now our third condition will came into the picture, and in the third condition we must locate the orbital plane with respect to the earth, means earth station, because when we are talking about the earth, you are not at the, as per this diagram or as per individual this diagram, you can see that you are not, when we are talking about the earth station, actually earth station is located on the earth surface, but right now we are calculating all with respect to the earth center. So that's why this all equation will make more sense, that now we must locate the orbital plane with respect to the earth, and that we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you so much.